Chad Zumock and Mersh shitting on each other. This is the other
Oh,
apology from
nice.
this week, and I don't know how
The
much you're aware.
Z-Man! I've got the Z-Man sticker here.
I know you do. Inexplicably.
I don't like him anymore. I didn't like him, and then earlier this year he had like a really good redemption arc, and I actually enjoyed watching his show again. And I was like, oh, like he's funny. He's putting a lot of production into his show. He's making the effort. Like he's got all the segments, and then like it just started slipping again, and the downfall was boop boop boop, and then it just landslided, and he went back to being asshole of the year again. So it was nice for the short period. It was quite nice. I enjoyed him for a little while.
Yeah, and I don't know. It kind of depends on the hands that he is in, like who's pulling the strings on the Chad puppet. Because when he was squatted up with Shuli and I'm sorry, my media's playing over here. When they did the prank on, was it John, where Shuli was texting him what to ask and making Chad kind of do this prank on John.
Yeah.
That's the best version of Chad. And when he is getting shit on by KB and Bob Levy, that's when everybody, I guess I'll include myself in this. When you see Misery Loves Company getting $50 and $100 super chats to dunk on Chad, then everybody's like, "Oh, this is a fun way to podcast. Let's all."
I think that kind of made that into the enemy that he is. Like they made him. That's his what's the word I'm thinking of? Like the villain arc, like the thing that turns them into the villain, turns him into a shitty guy. I think just being like publicly embarrassed just turns you into a fucking asshole, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes. So, and that's probably why Chad has always got his guard up and wears the army helmet, because he's always under fire and he is just constantly a victim, constantly on the attack, never funny. But what he did over Thanksgiving was go to, Mersh from
I know Mersh,
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
So now Mersh has heavily entered the Dabbleverse back when, ever since Scarlett Hampton showed up at the Content Hotel. Are these things sounding familiar? I know
yes, they are. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how much context everybody needs for this, but Mersh started going pretty hard at Chrissy Mayer and the underperforming Content Hotel and everything that came along with that, including Scarlett Hampton. And then she got a bit of a domestic dispute with her boyfriend, and that ballooned into something that made Mersh way more omnipresent within Doom's clips and just in the conversation in general. And now Mersh is heavily in the Dabbleverse zeitgeist or whatever. He's at the forefront of everybody's conversation, including Chad Zumock, who is God, Nelly, I got to do something about my look because I'm sick of wearing the sunglasses and looking like all these fucking dildos. We all look the same now between like Nice Podcast Stupid and Chad and Mersh. I can't do it anymore. I hate the way my glasses look in a ring light. So I think that's why everybody does it. But we all have average white guy syndrome, and we all look the same now. And I gotta set myself apart. Maybe I'll get a different hat or something.
You can. Joe's got the hat thing down. You can't have hats.
Yeah, but he doesn't wear the sunglasses. I can't do a hat with regular glasses because then I'll just look like Joe. And I can't do the sunglasses because I look too much like Chad and Mersh.
God forbid you look like your twin brother.
I know. But we got to set ourselves apart. That's why you're here, because I can't do a podcast with myself anymore. But Chad, hang on, Chad went to Mersh's house on Thanksgiving.
He did. I have not heard anything about this.
Oh my God. Okay, I wish I had more footage then, because it was really Honestly, it was a failure. Hang on, let me take this back.
Well, we did that when he went to Jonto, so didn't he? And he like snuck
Correct.
up to the door and then ran away. Like,
This is what these cults do. They wait until they know that the person is out of town, or the person is out to lunch, or the person is sound asleep, and then they go show up at the door and act like the other person was too scared to come out, when really you were you know, you planned on going there when
who
they
shows
weren't
up
there,
at
so
this
you're the
one?
coward.
I don't like it when my friends show up at my house uninvited.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
never mind a stranger. Who shows up at people's houses? That's it's
Mhm.
got to be. Something's not wired right in your head to think, do you know what I'm going to
Yeah.
do for Thanksgiving? I'm going to go to a random guy off the internet's house. I understand why there's stand your ground laws in America. The fucking way you guys act. Well, not you, but
Exactly.
these guys.
I
Christ.
I
Where does
was
where does Mersh live? Which is he?
They both live in Tampa. That's why this was a lazy thing for Chad to do. It's not like he went to Melton's house the way John drove across country and stopped in Vegas to harass Melton. This was right
I
around the
actually
corner
thought that
from.
was one of my highlights of the year. That though, when John
Oh,
did that, I thought it was
it's
legitimately hilarious.
yeah, and that was legit hilarious. This was the watered down, pathetic version of that, but it's still getting a lot of attention because it's
Fucked
not
up.
what you do. Like, categorically across the board, everybody's like, don't do this. And Quadfather was a snitches get stitches bitch, and called the cops on Chad, and then the
No, he
cops showed.
did not.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not cool. I mean,
No,
fuck Chad.
none of it
Like,
is.
still.
Yeah, when you're making Chad the good guy in a scenario, then like in a scenario where he's clearly the villain, then you know that you're a fucking douche, Quad. Like, I'll say it. I was in the chat saying it the other day, like on Hughesy's show. But I so on Thanksgiving, I was looking at my phone. Well, I'm surrounded by friends and family, and I'm just casually looking at my phone, like, all right, who's streaming right now? Because it's a dog whistle for being a fucking loser. If you're just streaming during Thanksgiving when you should be with your family and friends, it means you're pathetic. And that's, of course, what Chad was doing. He was live alone on the internet making
Yeah,
up a
not even
fight.
with like, fair enough if you're streaming with friends, maybe you're not seeing your family till the evening or something. Like if there's a
Right.
group of people together, then yeah, I can pass that on. Listen, last Christmas Day we all live streamed. I did the family shit. I needed to go home. Like, yeah, but if you just sat on your own, it's really sad. Like it's sad though, like not in like
Listen,
a
you don't even know the half of it. I'm glad that you're kind of
I have
you taking the
so
tack
much
that I normally take, where like when I go on WATP, I'm the person that Carl needs to fill in and catch up on all the stuff. I'm not paying attention to every single thing the way that Doom and Carl and Melton and Tukey, these guys are on top of, and Cardiff. They have all the fucking Google alerts and their phone never stops ringing. But you and I are just like, tell me all about it. I want to know, but I'm
yeah.
not.
I just
I'm
the
not going to
highlights.
do
I
it.
want the highlight reel, and that
Right.
is it.
Yeah. So the rest of that story is that Chad has allegedly been making up a girlfriend and saying that he was going to have Thanksgiving with
Okay,
his girlfriend's
the
family.
sticker's going down. It's gone. The sticker's gone. That's too far for me.
I'm not saying that. It's been this whole thing where he's moved in with his girlfriend, and everybody has been trying to make him prove it. And at one point, he had a debate with what the hell, Tommy Jordan, and I don't really know him at all. I think he's like a Joey C hanger on,
Oh.
but they made him show his girlfriend's hairbrush, and the hairbrush looked like it was bought like that day and never used.
Oh, so it's pre-planned. Like,
Right.
oh, get her. Yeah.
Something along those lines. So people are like, well, there's no, if you use a hairbrush once, there's going to be some hair in it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't.
Let's be serious. Show me her underwear. Show me a bra. I don't want to see a hairbrush.
Right. Yeah. So Chad is like failing to produce evidence that he's living with a woman, and then went the pathetic level that
why did I leave all the Dabbleverse behind? I'm so back in. I'm so fucking back in. Oh.
yeah. Just go watch some Doom clips and catch up on this, especially the Mersh Chad shit, because now it's escalated to everybody saying, Chad, you don't have a girlfriend. Chad making up a fight that his girlfriend left and drove an hour away to wherever they were going to have Thanksgiving planned. Took all the food, the turkey, that she's a vegetarian, but she was preparing the turkey and driving it an hour and a half to some event that Chad was uninvited to because they got in a fight because Chad went to Mersh's house. And now Chad is spending Thanksgiving. I think he went back to Mersh's house like a second time because of all of the heat that he was getting. Like, he's a guy that is like, I'm fine with bad attention. I'll if it's getting clicks, I'll go get shot in a stand your ground state on Mersh's front porch. So he's harassing Mersh at this point, and it is devolved into this back and forth.
Emboldened. He was going to come to my house a second time.
Okay, let me back this up. Here we go.
Chad felt emboldened. He was going to come to my house a second time. He chickened out because I did tell him, look, I will have you criminally trespassed. Like, that's going to be the reality of it. Then Chad went on MLC last night and drunkenly said, everyone should go to Mersh's house. Which is now one of those things that if you go to a police station and you file a report, it's now a pattern of behavior.
Okay, this is just such a bad idea from Chad.
What does he have on his thing? There's something train. I'm just picturing like Chad with
the hype train.
The hype train, Chad and 4 of his followers just like rocking up Ned's house.
That'd be awesome if they were doing like a conga line hype train in front of Mersh's house. Oh God. So, and this is what I don't like when you were saying that the Dabbleverse has become drama. I just remember when it was like me and Chris and Carl and Kaylee having drinks in Carl's basement and making jokes, and just it was about laughing with your friends. Now it's become what when people ask me about the Dabbleverse, I say that it's Bravo for 50-year-old men, because and that's why I wanted to do this segment, because when I conceived our format, I was walking through the kitchen while my wife was watching Real Housewives, and they're all just demanding apologies and issuing insincere apologies and screaming, I'm felt that way. And it's like none of it is, it's all performative. And that's what this has become. It's just these dramatic dildos with hurt feelings, calling the cops on each other and demanding apologies and filing lawsuits, and it's drama now instead of comedy.
Well, this is what happens when, WATP is the center, right? And then some great other shows have come off the side of it. Cardiff, 2K, these like great. But then like once some people have done this, other people who are watching, and let's be honest, let's say a good half of the Dabbleverse viewers are sad, lonely, middle-aged white men at home doing nothing better. I am not judging. I am in that group, right? But then when they all sort of
breaking news, Nelly just said she's a man.
I'm not saying I've not done the same thing, but it's not that hard to buy a camera and a microphone and set up shop. So now we've gone from like some really strong side shows to just so many shows that have all intertwined, and they're not really like anyone with any like talent or structure or anything like. And I'm not even judging, because bitch, I do a drinking stream where I get levered. I'm not saying I've got, my only talent is not throwing up on camera, but I think a lot of people have just.
I wouldn't say that. I would say you have some other talents. They just don't lend themselves to YouTube. But you're right, though. It's like people that can't write a joke are gonna pick a fight, kind of thing. It's
that's it. Like if you've got nothing better to do, you can just be a dick. it's easier to be a dick than it is to be funny or creative. Like being a dick is so easy. So like everyone can do it. We can all be dicks and say horrible things and do stupid things.
Correct. And that's what's happening here. The only check mark I'll give Chad is that he's out of his house. He's out of his basement. He's out in the world doing something. And I respect that.
Yeah. On Thanksgiving, when everybody else is at home, is the only time he'll leave the house.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. All right, let's finish this up here.
It's now criminal stalking. It's not a thing that you need to even look up your local state laws regarding it, because it's now so fucking flagrant. It's so brazen that I technically basically have Chad by the fucking dick, and I could rip it off if I want to. Now I'm still not going to, but I could. But now it's getting to a point where I might have to consider discussing this with police, because as you know, last night I gave Chad an out. I said, just apologize for this bullshit and disavow the statement you made, encouraging others to show up to my home to harass me. That's all. Well, he decided to not only not do that, but he doubled and tripled down.
Sounds like a good idea.
I'll give Merch his due. He has got away with words. He's got a very vast vocabulary.
I was just going to say something similar, which is that, I mean, I know he's been doing podcasting for a very long time. Revenge of the Sis was almost the prototype of the John content. They were sort of they covered John, I think, before Carl did. Carl just saw the analytics of that people liked the John content and picked up that football and ran it for 6 years. But Revenge of the Sis was on to John a while ago, and so they've been on our radar since we started talking about John. And I know that Mersh has some sort of history of being a lolcow, and there's some kind of porcelain doc about his shenanigans, which I haven't dug that deep into it, mainly because Revenge of the Sis is kind of a friend of the show, and we've done lives with them, and I don't care to retroactively go see why people dislike Mersh.
Yeah,
I like him. I think he's doing a funny job with what's happening right now, so why ruin that? But you're right. You know, he has a good voice for radio and a good vocabulary and a good sense of humor, and that all adds up to outmatching Chad Zumock, who has none of those things.
I think you'd only need a fraction of any of that to match up to Chad, so doing all right.
Yeah, Chad, I don't know what Chad's superpower is. It's like, it's definitely not joke writing. It's definitely not likability. It's definitely not
rage baiting. He's a rage baiter.
Yeah, he's a shit starter. He's a mud shark, but I don't understand. He's a punching bag, I guess. I don't know what he brings to the table except for turning, like, just being a villain, to, like, making everybody dislike you, and being a pro wrestling heel. he's like,
that's a good comparison.
Something like that. But he's not even like a good wrestler. He's just like one of the managers. He's like Paul Bearer, or you know, the Jimmy Hart guy that is running around KB's ankles, you know, like calling people out, like standing behind a bigger bully. But this is Chad's triple down.
And Mersh is the last guy to the pylon. He's the guy who wants to jump on. He was on record saying how he hates the Dabbleverse. Now he's begging to go to Hackamania. It's just sad. It's just sad. And now he's demanding an apology within 48 hours. If he doesn't get an apology from me, he's going to go into legal action, because that's what these pussies do. They're all going into legal action.
And that, so this is the other part that, as I'm catching you up on the legal action part, I'm sure you're aware of the lull suit with John, Carl, and Shuli,
Yes.
correct? Are you aware of the Ava Riza element of this? Do you know who Ava Riza is?
Is that the trans?
Yes. Okay.
I didn't know. Is it a female? No. Yeah, I've seen. When I scroll
used to be a
through
guy, is now a girl. I think it's basically just a man with boobs, and that's fine. No.
Yeah, I've not watched them together, but obviously when I'm scrolling through X, I've seen like screenshots of John talking to her. So I know there's I don't know. I have seen little bits here and there, but I can't say I know much about it.
Yeah, that's fine, and nor should you. They've gone from being annoying in Shuli's chat and trying to get the link to come on TSN and Uncle Rico to being scorned, a woman scorned by Uncle Rico, does a heel turn and becomes John's go-to co-host.
The enemy of my enemy be my friend.
Correct. Yeah, you nailed it. So Ava's over on John's show, just while they're just drunk swinging on Shuli during the whole legal battle, which is ill-advised because John has gone on his show and fucked up his lawsuit left and right. It's going to be real easy for Carl and Shuli's lawyer.
Was we expecting anything different than that now?
The only thing that sucks is that it's going to take so long for the gears of the legal system to get to the point where they can introduce the evidence that John is going to be hit with anti-slap and is doing this for petty reasons and can't produce damages and is just wasting everybody's time. But between then and now, it's all allegedly this and supposedly that, and the other legal thing is Shuli's suing Ava now for asserting that Shuli had CP on his phone because he worked with ISO at some point, and that means that anybody that's ever known a PDF file is also a PDF file. This is like quadfather logic that is slanderous. And so now
she made a dumb decision making that comment.
Right. And John co-signed on it, so I think he's implicated in the lawsuit as well. So
good. That's lovely to hear.
Right. Well, I'm sick of everybody just running around the internet screaming Nazi and pedophile. It's when we're talking about the laziness of you not being able to write a joke, and what do you do instead of being entertaining? You're just going to be dramatic and an asshole, and that is the lowest form of fighting, is saying you're a Nazi, you're a pedophile. Stop doing it. It's
what you say when you're teenagers. Like, it's what teenagers say. It's not like
right. Yeah. You're gay. You're a Nazi. You're a gay Nazi.
To be fair, I'm 33 years old and I still call people gay. But it's got absolutely nothing to do with sexual orientation. It's just
I know.
gay. The South Park episode where they explain the F word.
Oh yeah, with the biker gang.
Yeah, but they're like, and that is just like the perfect explanation of slurs ever.
Right. So now, so that lawsuit is also happening on top of the other, right to publicity horseshit that John is filing against Carl as well. And now Anthony Cumia is screaming for John to sue him as well. And now Mersh is saying that he is going to sue Chad Zumach. So this is all just becoming a sue happy little babies in the Dabbleverse, which sucks. I don't like this, but here we are.
Restraining orders, Melton filed a police report on me because they're all bitches, including Mersh. And Mersh, I'm not apologizing to you ever. Ever. It'll never happen. So go ahead and get legal counsel right now.
I'm pretty sure it's
petty
Chad who's
bullshit.
going to need the legal counsel, to be honest. Sounds like he's the one who's going to need some representation. And the thing is, right, like, I get Merch. I'd call the police as well. Like, I'd file a police report because someone's showing up to your house is serious. And we all know Chad's, like, not going to do anything. But what's the chances that Chad, like, falls off the rails and gets loaded and then fucking goes down and then does actually do something? Like, if you're willing to go to someone's house, then, like, the door's pretty open to what you are willing to do afterwards. So, like, what the fuck do you... Because could you imagine if the shoe was on the other foot, Chad would be, like, losing his shit if someone was saying they was coming to his house. He'd absolutely lose it.